very little left to say about Gaza that hasn't already been said, and there's almost nothing left in Gaza that hasn't already been destroyed. We have passed the point of shock, past the point of statements. What remains is rubble, mass graves, and the silence of children whose names we will never know. But we have to be honest. Ireland, though we have gone further than most because the bar has been very low, we still haven't done close to enough. And in that delay, tens of thousands have died in their hospitals, in schools, in their beds, and now they are dying in hunger. For months, almost no aid has been allowed into Palestine, and now all that time, the solution that is being offered is one where Palestinians are told, if you want to eat, you must first submit your face. We have reached a point where facial recognition is being used as a condition for bread, where desperate families are being asked to surrender their biometric data in exchange for rice or for flour, data they know could be used to track them, to target them, to erase them. This is not aid. It's not even close. That is surveillance disguised as compassion. And we want to say to every humanitarian agency working, not trying to work on the ground, to every international partner watching on with this in horror, we see what's happening also, and we will echo your calls. Palestinians deserve food without fear. They deserve safety without strings, and they deserve a world that does not treat their lives as conditional. It's often said, often from that side of the chamber, that nobody here has a monopoly on compassion, and I fully accept that. But there is also a sense that we don't have the same legislative authority that you do at this point. So it does surprise me, even now, that even though we said on the 5th of July 2024 that the International Court of Justice advisory opinion declared Israel's occupation illegal, that was said to be a game changer. That happened almost a year ago. In the Justice Committee, just before we broke up for general election in November the 5th, the now Taoiseach, the then Taoiseach, told us, he looked at all of us and he said, this will be a priority of the next government to advance the Occupied Territories Bill. In both the manifesto launches in November for Fianna Fáil, they said it would be an urgent commitment. Fine Gael done the same. And yet last week we're told a memo is going to Cabinet. A memo. And it may be the autumn before we see a bill finally being ready. That's just excuses. That is actually just cowardice. We all understand this is difficult, but you can simplify it by saying there is a genocide happening. I see members of both Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael last week recognised that there is a genocide happening. Our obligations under the Genocide Convention is not just simply to call it, but to prevent it, to do all in our powers, all of the actions that we could take, all of the calls that are being made throughout this chamber. We can be better. We absolutely can be better. If we're recognising genocide, we must prevent it.